Hey guys, my name is Nitendra. I'm 12 years old and I've presently finished studying 7th standard and I'm about to study 8th standard. So today I'm going to explain about rogue earth. What is rogue earth? Well, you have to listen from the start to know about rogue earth. Rogue earth is basically when earth gets kicked out of the solar system. Rogue earth. That is basically when the earth gets kicked out of the solar system. I hope you understand. Now, let's talk about how earth turns into rogue earth. Is there a possibility? Well, I'll tell you about that in this video. Okay, let's jump right into the topic. Our sun is the biggest object of our solar system. In fact, it contains 99.75 of the mass of the solar system. And as you all know, more mass equals more gravity, equals more strength. And the sun's gravity is what keeps all the objects in place and rotating around the sun. So you see, if another star the size of the sun comes into our solar system, then the gravity of the other star would fight with the gravity of our sun and this would disrupt our orbit. Imagine, this is our sun. The earth is going like this. Suddenly, a star goes like this. What would happen? The gravity would pull the earth this way. And then the earth, which is going like this, would go with that direction. And the star would eventually separate at some point. But this will lead to some consequences. Let's talk about what happens if the star gets separated early. So let's jump right into the topic. As time progresses, the sun will start to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and temperatures will start to get colder and colder. And after a lot of time, photosynthesis will stop and there will be a lack of oxygen. Why? Because plants produce the oxygen from carbon dioxide. We will keep breathing all the oxygen and there will be no plants left to keep producing oxygen. Guess why? Well, because eventually we would not be able to see the sun anymore. This would be because the sun's rays would eventually not reach our planet's surface. This would result in no photosynthesis because, as you know, the plants need sunlight to perform photosynthesis, which in turn gives them food and gives off a byproduct which we all use. What is that byproduct? Yes, you guessed it right. It's oxygen. So, as the plants start to die out, there will be no oxygen and the big trees will survive for quite a long time, decades, but they will eventually run out of their stocked food supply and then they would die off too, which means no oxygen. And another thing, the temperature would get so low that life would not be able to survive on Earth. It would be below zero, the freezing point of water. And when the temperature reaches below zero, life is not inhabitable on planet Earth. There will be no life, life will cease to exist. And the seas will freeze over too. We will enter another ice age. Then the bacteria in the deep oceans, the organism in the deep oceans will continue to live even in this because they will start to eat the oxygen absorbed in the water. And some bacteria which don't even need oxygen will start to live at the very, very deep oceans because the radiation from the core and the heat will keep the water in liquid form. And they will thrive for billions of years until the water turns into ice. So, what I'm basically trying to say is all life will cease to exist after a point of time. Now, you might have a question. How would we evade this? How can we evade this? Well, basically, we can evade this because if any star were to pass by our solar system, we would know millions of years in advance. So, we can eventually put our resources together and prepare some kind of geothermal chambers which we could live inside even if the earth turned into a barren wasteland. And that's what will happen exactly. So after the earth will drift along in space, go straight onward and onward. If we get lucky, we dodge many other planets and we dodge many other black holes and other celestial objects, and finally we find a new star to orbit around and we find a new solar system. We find a new planet to inhabit. We will leave the planet which we once called Mother Earth and set foot on another planet and live there. So there is hope that humanity very low. So, will this actually happen in the near future? Well, the answer is yes and no, because yes means, why did I say yes? Because a star named Gliese 7110 is going to pass by our solar system in the next 1.29 million years. There's a lot of time. You will be dead by then, so you don't have to worry about it. Enjoy your life. But get back to the topic. Let's get back to the topic. We exactly don't know if Gliese 7110 will disrupt the orbit of Earth. So there is technically a chance that we will stay in orbit after the Gliese star passes by. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Have fun watching.